Hello, my lovely potatoes. How are you guys doing? Are you alright? Are you not melting in the heat? At least I hope so, because I certainly am. It's kind of lucky that I caught my bus home. Else I would just be like a molten piece of chocolate on the sidewalk. And I probably wouldn't have made it home in time. So, today, sweating and melting indeed. Sweating and melting, all the sweating and melting. Quickly need to take my meds so I can actually focus on here. Because with those temperatures, focusing it's a challenge. It is indeed a challenge, so I rather take my meds and have at least a chance at at focusing what I'm doing. Stylus is here. I cannot find. Oh, there. Because of course I have to get my lovely smudge guard. So today. We are sticking to animation in Blender because why the hell not? Until my brain is fried, which I hope is taking longer than I expect. Though with this, as I said, with this temperature, with these temperatures. It's going to be a gamble. It's definitely going to be a gamble, so let's hope and pray that I can make it work. As always, we're working in Blender. Well, saying as always, I keep switching from program to program here and there, but you know me at this point. I like using... I like to vary. So, we're basically working here for the animation. I'm gonna have to check. Because we do want to be... we want to be in draw mode. And let's have a look at what we have so far. So, first of all, we're in the middle of doing the sketches for frames or keyframes. I'm a little bit confused about the position of our little frames here, but if you look at the rendered view, you can see that I have a really nice little scene put together. We can actually do our 2D animation on. Now I like to animate in the solid mode because that just makes things easier to read, at least when it comes to the sketches. I will have to go over to material preview as soon as we're getting into doing line art and shading. Line art, color and shading. But as long as I'm working on sketch, I should be fine. But yeah, sweating and melting. I hope that it's not going to be too bad. I have that odd feeling that I might need to do some Okay, let me show you first where how much we got, because I think that's the most important thing. I am animating the server scene from the IT crowd because it's just the best scene to start with. Because it's one of the first. It is actually the first Richmond scene. Richmond, best character, for those who don't know yet. So let's have a look.
It's very cold in here, isn't it?
Air conditioning. Keeps these things cool?
Yes, what are they?
I've no idea.
So we're not even close to in the middle of this scene. And this is just going to be keyframe sketching. So we have a long road ahead of us. And I really hope that I can maybe make it earlier than I just want this done at least somewhat this year. Which is hopefully not as optimistic as I'm thinking of it, considering that we have just done a sixth, not even quite a sixth of our sketch frames. So this is going to be funky. I'm not going to do full animation on this. It would just be way too much. So I'll try to figure out a good way to maybe also use GP Select, which apparently is a plug-in with which I can use bones to go with the grease pencil. So for example, I can use I can basically do the body parts, most of them, with a bone rig, which is going to be very time saving. I tell you that much. But we're by far not even close to doing that, and I will still have to learn how to do it in the first place. And for some reason, this is just way too close to the camera, in my opinion. But I think as long as it's still working in the confines of our camera, I don't worry too much. Why is this green? It's not supposed to be green. Quick tools. I want my darkish red, please. This one. Also, what kind of brushes do we have? Not very much, so I might want to figure out how to get more brushes in here. Let alone making my own, because I do want some kind of thing. Texture in the coloring, like in the flat coloring. That would at least be really cool to have. Gonna need to look into our last pose. I definitely need to change some onion skin. Active object only is going to make it much easier to work with. Hello, Squiggity Goo. How do you do? How's it going, Squiggums? Are you this time going to talk to me, or are you just going to lurk? We will never know because you never say. Which is kind of sad. Might wanna zoom in a little bit more so I can get some details in here. Also, I need to keep in mind that the part should not be too far back, else he's going to look a little bit awkward. And never forget the sideburns. Sideburns are important. Oh, also I should probably pull up the clip itself to have a little bit of a reference for what I'm working on. There it is. That's all I need. In new window, please. Where is it? No, that's wrong. That's definitely wrong. Ah, there we go. All right, where were we? Ah, okay. Okay, so at that point he's actually about to stand up. That's good to know. Also, I'm not quite happy with his hair. He needs more of it. More hair, more better. It's almost like the cat. More hair. More hair. Oh god. It's okay. You can beat me up for a bad pun. Bad puns are bad puns. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I had to do this. I was forced to. Might need to do a bit more of a detailed sketch before I do the line art. Just to get his clothing right. Built myself an air convection system out of PC fans today. Damn! Let me guess, you have a lot of fans now. So what's your biggest fan? Oh god. Just bury me. At this point. Much better. That looks much more like him. Biggest set is a 500 and a lot of 120s. I have no idea what you're talking about. I was just doing bad puns! I am not an IT person. I'm just stupid enough to dig my head into Linux. Because that's what I do. Ah, okay. So that's actually the size. So we're talking 5 centimeters in diameter, technically. With your biggest fan. And again, we need more chin. Just keep messing that up. Moving air is nice, but all that noise. Yeah, I can imagine that it's... I kind of have to choose between quiet and actually good airflow. Can very much see that that's a hard choice. Can at least understand how that's a tough choice. Wired them directly to 12 volt, bypassing the regulator. I mean, if it works for you. As I said, I'm actually a noob when it comes to hardware. Well, okay, I'm also kind of a noob when it comes to software. Like, I cannot program for shit. But what I really do like to do is actually listening to people that actually know their shit. I mean, who knows? Maybe something gets stuck in this absolute bog brain of mine. Trained electrician. Ooh. Ooh, very handy. Learned it back then, but never really worked as one. Dude, you're probably... You'd probably be drowning in work if you'd actually work as one. I'm pretty sure about that. I have zero desire to work on a construction site. That's why I haven't worked as a construction worker since. Besides, I'm still unfit for work anyway. That is fair. So, you don't have to work at a construction site as an electrician. I mean, landlords need electricians too every now and then. Unless they really wanna fry their own synapses. Which I really hope they don't. Something's not right here. Spent a few years as a caretaker and 15 years as an aviation security. Oh, that means that you've worked more than I did, officially. I might need a pose reference for that hand because that just looks like a garbled mess. Because I'm older, maybe no, because I've never managed to actually hold a job in the first place. What do you think I'm doing here? Trying to get something going. Best I could do was a helping job. Twice. That's about it. And I can tell you that much. Each time I got burned out like crazy. Can easily get into aviation security as a lateral entrant. The pay is excellent and the training takes only 4 weeks. I mean, yes, but no. Especially, but no. Getting to the next airport itself is already... The government agency pays for the... It's nice that the government agency pays for the training, but getting to the next airport is not viable for me. Like, I'd be on my way for a minimum of 1.5 hours. One way. That's what I mean with not viable. Because I do not have a driver's license. Those arms don't look right. Those arms really don't look right. It's probably because those armpits don't quite match up. So those armpits need to go much further up. Then those... But there is an airport in... Yes! Still, getting there... It's not directly in that big city. It's a little bit off. And I would take a train first and then a bus, and the bus takes a little bit longer. Or I'll take two trains and it's still 1.5 hours. It's just not working. It really sucks. Even if I were up for a job like that, it sucks balls, even getting there without a license. And that's the part where he's standing up. That's why I'm kind of looking at the tattoo idea, because I mean, if I manage to learn quick and well enough, I could be able to get myself a bit of a mentorship at that local tattoo studio. And to be fair, it would also work pretty nicely for me, considering that I am already an artist. It would be a job that would fit me. Actually been thinking more about streaming lately, but I'm still not sure. How much would a VTuber avatar cost me? Depends. I mean, you could start as a PNG tuber to make it cheap enough, because a VTube avatar can be very expensive because it takes a lot of work to get there. However, PNG tubers are a bit more of a budget-friendly option. What's the difference? So what I'm using here with the full face tracking and everything, that's a typical VTuber avatar. And PNG tubers are more the ones that when you open your mouth, they have pretty much 2 to 4 states. One is mouth open, one is mouth closed, and then the other two is mouth open and closed with blinking. And that's all. Technically, all a person has to do to make a PNG tuber avatar. So like Burnt Peanut, not quite sure who that is. I think I've seen some clips of him somewhere. But you could technically think about that one Young Felsalot video where he had that avatar, if you can remember that. Something akin to that, but a bit more suited to your microphone. And I have the tendency to. No, I think my namesake also had a video where he had an avatar that actually opens and closes the mouth. Even though it was obviously in... I'm pretty sure he had one. Just for one video. Also, why the hell am I getting messages? I'm pretty sure there was one video where he actually used an avatar. Just can't remember which one that was. Was a little bit further ago. I guess maybe he deleted that one. Who knows? No clue. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I won't find that. Probably deleted it, which would be kind of sad. Yeah, kind of looks like an idle NPC. I think you get it. That one's definitely a bit cheaper to make, since you don't have to actually do everything to fit the tracking. While if you have one of these, like I do, there's a lot more work involved. It's not like it's no fun, but some people, especially when we're talking art and rigging, if you have a skilled person doing it, we're talking in the 4 digits. While with a PNG tuber, I tend to add a little bit of wobble into my PNG tubers. $150. I mean, if you want to have some additional costumes, of course, then it's going to be a bit more, but the baseline should be fine. Just figure that if I do this, it's better to say anonymous because of the harsh language. Understandable. Quite understandable. Alright, so I'll add a keyframe here with location and rotation, and then I need a keyframe a little more to the left. RC. Though on the other hand, you might as well then be best friends with Kuchen TV. At least he used to be as harsh as you are. So it would kind of fit. Oh god, when I was waiting for the bus today, it was kind of funny. It's kind of I was talking to an elderly woman. She was quite chill. And that woman actually for real was thinking I was not even in my 20s. I guess she was pretty old, like pretty old. Because even an idiot can see by looking at my hands that I'm in my 30s already. So it's a nice compliment to be told that I look like 18, even though most people tend to estimate me more in my mid to late 20s. Social interaction with old people. Ugh. Ah, she was nice. She was alright. I mean, could be worse. Could be an old person that hates people and is just cussing at you. These people exist. And I'm kind of worried that I'm going to be one of those. Yes, when I'm an elderly woman, I'm going to be a watchdog like every other German elderly woman. Nah. I'm a very different breed of crazy. I'm not going to be one of those. I know that for a fact. Luckily, I only have to turn down the music when someone wants something from me. Same. Though when they just start talking without even thinking about that there are very visible headphones on my head. Like, I'm not using earbuds because I hate earbuds with a damn passion. Okay, that should be good enough. So his ass is going to be there. It's just kind of funny. I got my headphones on. They are very visible. People still start talking. I'm just thinking, like, do you not see? Is my hair that wild? I'm pretty sure you can see those big old phones on my head. While I've opened the window, most of them don't want anything anymore once they hear the music. Oh, I get it. I'm pretty sure we have a similar taste in music, somewhat. Unless you're into gangster rap, I really hope you're not. Cause I honestly, and that's going to be, I'm pretty sure as soon as someone who's very deeply into gangster rap is hearing that, I find that stuff extremely cringe. Like, you're acting like you're the toughest motherfucker in town. You know where you grew up? Probably in the most gated neighborhood I can think of. Nah, you should know me well. You're right. You're right. Doesn't change the fact that I still think gangster rap is cringe. Is that size even? I might need to move a little. Let's go into sculpt mode. Turn up the size of this a lot. There, that should work. That didn't quite do it. There. Yep, that's working much better. Something's not right here. More sculpting. I'm still not quite sure if I'll be able to get those shoes right. I have to study shoes. I really have to study drawing shoes. Just to make my work a little bit easier. What? A woman who doesn't know anything about shoes? You know what? I really love my combat boots. And I wear them until they fall apart. I maybe have one pair of high heels that I hate to wear because it really... It rubs on my heel. And I hate that. So... My shoe, a pair of shoe of choice is always combat boots. They are comfy. They look great with every type of everything. They can look great with everything. I'm pretty sure if I have been given the chance, I could even fit a 2-part suit with combat boots. I bet with you. You just need to give me the chance to do it. And especially if a guy is actually being an ass, combat boots are a great weapon. But most of all, they're damn comfy. And I like me comfy shoes. Matching my combat trousers. Oh, I also got a few pairs of cargo pants. So no problem. Though what I really like to do is wear a nice long skirt. And then underneath that, my combat boots. Since I already am in a bit of a gothy, when I'm wearing more feminine clothes, I'm going more for gothy style, so combat boots just fit perfectly. All right, we got ads. I'll just quickly finish that sketch, and then I'll take my break. Hello, Quantum, with a 5 stream streak. How are you doing? How is it going? I hope you're all right. Okay, don't say another word. It's turning. Dude, warlocks! Lol. Okay. I'm sorry. But I am who I am. I always adored back in the day when I was more of a younger teen. Always adored the goths back then, so. Kinda hard to believe that was almost 20 years ago. I feel old. I feel really old. Got something stuck between my teeth. There we go. So, Quantum, how are you doing? What should I say? Well, warlocks. I cannot help you with this. I can really not help you with this. I could be mean now. And go full on simp juicer, but I'm not going to because I'm a good girl. I'm a good streamer. I'm not milking my viewers. I'm just asking very kindly to support me by liking everything I do. Nobody can. It is what it is. Indeed. Also, I'd feel quite guilty if I was one of those people. Like, I'd feel really bad. Oh, we're back from the ads. All right, let's keep going. But yeah, doesn't mean that it's not fun to tease, yeah. And I'm not sorry, Warlocks. I'm absolutely not sorry. All right. It's all okay. Good. That cup is getting bigger and bigger, I feel. I really have the feeling that this mug is just getting bigger and bigger. I need to size it down a little. Not going to forget the glove, which I technically forgot here, I think. Probably going to have to duplicate that over and just change the position. So let's do that. Doobly-doo, where are you? Doobly-doo is there. Actually, not funny at all. I'm just mean and people think I'm making jokes. Dark humor is coming from somewhere. You might as well embrace it. I mean, what do? We don't have any dark humor in the world. How are we supposed to cope with the dark stuff? All right. This is going to be a bit more tricky because that's the first time that I actually managed to animate that kind of movement. Let alone that I already kind of struggle with legs and perspective. All right, now I think that is going to be a little more like this. And this. Dark humor is like food, not everyone has it. Woo! Woo! There we go. It's already starting. Embrace it. Embrace the dark humor. You got nothing else to cope with. Might as well use it. God, that foot just already looks awful. Just another reason why I'm never ever opening my own only feet. That's actually the reason why my avatar has no feet. Because I'm really bad at drawing them. I mean, just look at this. I'm just a stump. I'm just a damn stump. No, but seriously, feet are so hard to draw, and then I have to animate them, so this is going to be a bit of a challenge. I hope I'll never ever have to tattoo a foot onto someone. And if someone wants a foot, I'm going to send them to another tattoo artist, because that would be my undoing. If someone genuinely wants to, just look at this. This is not a foot. This is an embarrassment. Let's try that again. Maybe like this? It could work. I mean, since he's kind of wearing heels, it just makes everything even harder. At least he knows that heels are for men. They were invented for men, just to be taller. I still find it hilarious that that's a fact. That's the beauty of the cybernetic style. You can simply use tank threads instead of feet. Yeah, but... but... I mean, technically I could also go full cyberpunk and just give him... I don't know, some weird looking... Oh, wait, now this is... I think this is working. Yeah, that looks more like a foot. Spider legs, exactly. Thank you very much. Wait. That's going to... behind here, poking out there. It's probably going to fold quite a bit. Like, oh god, oh god. Oh god, oh god. I remember the salt mines. Please do not remind me of the salt mines. Kinda happy that I didn't get stuck in there. And yes, every time I see someone who really likes to play League of Legos, they're just going to the salt mines. I mean, you can't really tell me that you are not getting salty while playing League of Legos. Everyone who does. But well, that's your prerogative. Yes, I said it. Your prerogative. That's also why I do only Arams meanwhile. Problem with me and Arams, I only was able to maybe play 3 characters. So as soon as I had to play a character that I'm not good at, I was like, shit. Best thing I could do was playing Ash, Annie, and Vlad. Those were the only characters that I could actually play. Everything else was just out of question. And let's be frank, playing Annie and Ash is pretty much just beginner level. Oh no, there's lots of Annie and Ash in pro play meanwhile. Fair. Oh, and I hated Timo with a passion, but I guess that's still normal up until today. Unless you have one in your team, because then you're just absolutely fine. But everyone hated Timo when they are in the opposing team. I'm pretty sure that's still the case. Let's think of the foreshortening. Now I don't have to draw foot anymore because this is going to be really quick. Most time I only play AP mages like Morgana. Morgana had a really cool design, I just could never get warm with her. We better stop talking about the salt mines. OTP, OTP, OTP. No idea what that meant, what that means. One trick pony. Ah, I see. Oh God. Rain, why'd you have to... Oh God, my brain is just digging up blasts from the past. Because now I'm thinking about a very, very, very old Flash animation series, which is just kind of wild. And I'm not even sure if people remember it at all from back in the day. ASDF movies? Nah, because that animation was way too clean. But I remember because I'm already in the whole goth kind of thing. I'm kind of remembering an old Flash series called Goth Life, and life being spelled with a Y instead of an I. It was kind of crappy, but it was kind of fun. Because it really was playing with goth stereotypes, especially high school goth stereotypes. It was a little dumb, but I really loved it as a kid. Makes me want to do one of those as well. Oh God damn it. I really shouldn't. But thinking about it, it feels like a good idea. For golf style, I love those Hell of a Bus series. Also pretty good animation, but they have a whole team to work with. I'm doing it all by myself, and I'm proud of it. I'm a little proud that I can manage stuff like this by myself, especially when I actually manage to finish it, but which is not always the case. Question is, who do I blame? Me or my ADHD? I'll blame both. I'll just blame both. It's just really hard to stick to one project if something else is just popping up in your head. And you just wanna chase the dopamine, but you can't finish stuff because of that. Really sucks balls. So you have to sit yourself down and just force yourself to finish a thing. And that's probably one of the most excruciating things you can go through. But if you manage to do it, it's totally worth it. And I think that's something you really should keep in the back of your head if you're working on a project. If you finish it, it's going to be worth it because you got something to show for. There we go, that's better. It's not perfect, but it's better. It looks closer to Noel Fielding than before. And I think now I should probably do the... I still need to use a little bit of the onion skin to get my drawing in the right position. But now I have to actually do the next sketch from scratch. Ha! I better not say anything about that. I have an endless to-do list and a huge pile of shame. Oh yeah, who doesn't? Any creative has their personal pile of shame. I tell you what. Sometimes you look at that pile of shame and you look at something that you did, even if it's not finished. And all of a sudden that spark is coming back. That's when you grab that thing and start as soon as you can to get back at work for that. Because you have to ride that wave, no matter what. Don't get ashamed of it. See if something sparks that joy. And if it does, grab it and go. I wish it were so. Well, you never know. Sometimes there is at least just that thought of, I wonder what that would look like if it's done, if it's finished. And if that happens, grab it, go, do it. Don't let your dreams be memes. I think you know that those ancient memes. I hope you remember the ancient memery that I've just referred to. Now, kind of need to get the torso a little bit more in front. So I'll just make the 3D shape here. Because now we want him to actually, a little bit lower, to actually get up. That's why I'm also getting those frames that close behind each other. I know it's not easy, but at least give it a shot. Look at your old projects. Maybe you have new ideas and then it sparks again. You just have to give it a chance to actually spark. All right, and that leg is going a little bit further out. And a little bit more in. Now technically I would probably need a better reference. I just realized you can make money by posting shit on X. Yeah. The problem is I think you get paid by engagement. So if you have 0 engagement on that platform, on the Twitters, just doesn't make any sense. It's certainly not worth your time, I can tell you that much. Got 11k impressions last 7 days. Not bad, not bad. I can barely get a like on my shit. So I'm just not motivated enough to post much. But I'm willing to pay the almost $5 per month. I don't know, I think not. Yeah, I wouldn't either. I stick with stuff like kofi. With that, I at least know people want to support me. And hey, maybe I should actually advertise the whole sticker tier thing. I mean, I got stickers. I should probably start it, but you're doing something too. I'm just hanging around on Discord servers and streams. No one's keeping you from doing something. Okay, Merc, you redeemed the stretch. You get the stretchy. Stretchy. Oh. 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 My back. Oh. That was a pop. Thank you very much for the stretchy. Should probably add some kind of sound to that. So I can actually hear when someone's redeeming a stretch, or should probably also drink some water, especially with those temperatures. Talking about temperatures, what are the temperatures on my PC right now? That's okay. That's okay. That's livable. I chime in everywhere with my unqualified and cynical 2 cents. You mean with your realistic and wise, thanks to age, 2 cents. You gotta frame it differently, else it doesn't work. Bone crackling noises would work. Also drink water, you dehydrated bee. Alright, just took a sip. Because of my age, I am cynical. Yes. And not because of my age, I can be quite cynical. I seen shit. Right, shoulders are going a little bit forward. Because he's still holding his cup. I got some gin in my holy water. Okay. Why though? Why are you having holy water in the first place? I think that's the biggest question. I just grew up cynical and jaded and eventually became apathetic. Aww. Aww. Don't be an emo. Ah, that's what we're talking. That's what you mean with holy water. How'd you get Swiss water? Nah, he's talking about energy drink. I don't know. I would mix that. Also never been a raspberry raptor. I got wildberry wolf right now. Actually, my latest purchase was absolutely perfectly timed because I ran out of my lime cucumber holy like about 2 days after my new shipment arrived. So I guess ordering a new batch when I can see that the bottom of the tub might be a good idea. More like I take advice and recommendations from very few people, so why should I care about more peeps' opinions and there isn't in my own? Some people have good opinions. Certainly not everyone. Just need to be good at filtering them. Which is a trained skill. Just got watermelon energy and strawberry kiwi hydration on Friday. Now that's also a nice mix. So get good at filtering them opinions. That looks kind of wrong. And of course, hazelnut milkshake, cause summer. I took a little bit of a gamble and actually ordered myself a test pack of the matcha latte milkshakes. It depends on how much milk you use, and I'm pretty sure it's a bad idea to go with oat milk on that one. But I think that if you use a little bit more normal milk with the normal dosage of matcha latte, you have a pretty good blend. Like, it kind of tastes like those matcha Mikado sticks, like those Pocky Pockies, kinda. But you have to get the mix right. Just a little less of the powder. Doesn't that taste like earth? I mean, yes, but it's a pleasant kind of earthy taste. It's not too bad, in my opinion. Let alone that, as I said, they really taste like those Pocky Pocky sticks. And I like the Pocky Pocky sticks. So for me, it's just right. My problem is right now getting normal milk in the first place. Since I'm lactose intolerant, I usually go for oat milk. However, oat milk is... Some people might like to use the milkshake powders with oat milk. I don't. For me, it just doesn't taste good. I prefer them with real milk, and, well, getting lactose-free milk is a bit more pricey. I already go for the cheap lactose-free milk, but oat milk is cheaper, and I have to live on a budget. How about just skim milk? Skim milk? Yeah, me too. As you know, thanks to my mom, I can survive. Yeah. I think skim milk, I'm not quite sure, but I think skim milk still has the same amount of lactose in it. So, no chance. I mean, I would need to look, but I'm pretty sure it would just have the same effect. Actually, this scene is a pretty good training to get a bit more character animation going. Because characters standing up is a bit of a premiere for me to animate. I haven't done that yet. And he's probably going to look like an elderly man, but at least I'm trying. At least I'm trying. It has some lactose, but drinking it helps improve lactose tolerance for some reason. Yeah, it probably works for some people. Problem is, I wasn't born with it. Probably the lactose without the milk fat. Could be. I mean, I've noticed that it's often the fat that I'm having trouble with, like lactose in conjunction with fat. So it could help. Because I also noticed that those high protein puddings and high protein yogurts are working for me. Probably because they have a little less fat. My dad got that from medication back then. Yeah, for me it was just very sudden. Like when I was 21, back in the day when I was still young. Nah, I was in a relationship and we always had some kind of milk drink in the morning. And at some point, my digestive tract was just starting to hurt, and I had to go to the toilet so quickly. Every time after we had that milk drink. So, yeah. And when the same thing happened, but much more severely, after my mum made börek, which I always loved, because then the stomach aches were really, really bad, we had to figure that it was probably lactose intolerance. So I kind of grew intolerant to lactose, which is a shame because I really like milk products. Though, also technically a reason to go vegan. Technically. I think I want to move the camera up just a little bit while he's standing up. So let's go into object mode. And then we go like this. Yeah, that's going to work. I think we can even go a bit further up. Just so we have him stand.
They put me in charge of them.
Yeah. Back here, he's probably already there at the server, so we get there. I don't wanna skip all over the place. A long time ago in a far, far galaxy. Ah. Of course. Might need to see that getting up from the chair. It's pretty snappy going from that to being straight, so I might just go like this. I'm actually tempted to change the angle of the head. Doesn't quite work right. Because he's also, while he's getting up, he's also going towards the servers. But I'm still going to save this just so I can delete that head. Not fully, just as much as I need to. I think I want to give him a little bit more neck. Oh, that neck looks pretty long. It probably won't as soon as there's hair and the scarf on there, so I'm not too worried. Hair. Hair. Scarf. Even though it's pretty hard to actually see what's going on. I think the part is somewhere around here. Ah. Hey, there are two series I really want to watch, but of course they're on yet another streaming service. Well, there are ways. There are always ways, you know that. I'm not going to tell you what kind of ways, but you know it. Just as much as I do. Yeah, but they aren't available. Oh. Oh, that sucks. That sucks balls. No more than you can imagine. I got 2 NAS servers full of stuff. Damn! Damn! Not bad. I'd love to have one just for my art. But for that, I actually have to figure out how to fix my broken SSD. Because apparently the energy control unit is just broken, and getting that fixed is a pitch and a half to figure out. Because you actually have to get the exact right chip and solder that on the board. So actually switch it out with a soldering iron, and I'm not going anywhere near anything that resembles a chip with a soldering iron. I'm just way too scared to actually break something. Also, we got ads. So we'll take a little break. And I better save my progress. Will we actually manage to finish the sketches before before the end of the week? I will never know. Will you know? I have no idea. No problem for me. You want to repair it for me? Would be nice. Because there's actually the last 15 years of artwork on that external hard drive. And I can't get it. Really sucks balls. I hate it. Going to help to hate me for this. It's a... Oh, what was it called? Give me a second. I think I'll have to... It's the one everyone nowadays is warning you about not to buy. It's the SanDisk Extreme Portable SSD with 1 terabyte. That's the one that's breaking for everyone because the electric control unit is just borked. Model number... I can give you that later, not now. But yeah, sucks balls. Might even call it early today. Because the heat has quite gotten a grip on me. But I will not call it now. I still have some steam in me. Always get Samsung EWOS. Yeah, you should have known earlier. We are done with the ads. So let's keep going. Where did my stylus? Ah, there's my stylus. Always looking for my stylus. Until I find it. I think 2 frames should be good enough. Alright, and then we have that right here. That should actually work. Just see one series is on them. Well, that's good. If you got Prime Video. Of course it costs extra. Who would have thunk? It kind of sucks when a show is on a platform that you can access, but you have to pay extra for it. Streaming services are just completely cursed. Let's be honest. Like if you wanna watch one show, you have to have one subscription. If you have another show that you wanna watch, you have to get the other subscription. I remember a time back in 1907-12 where you could actually order DVDs. I'm really starting to tinker with Cody again. Good luck with that. I can absolutely understand it. Hey John, how are you doing? Nice to see you around. So we do this now, animating in Blender? Of course! That's why we're here, animating in Blender. Why shouldn't we? I mean, it's easy. It's easy enough for me because I really suck at backgrounds. So might as well go for making my backgrounds in 3D and then do all the other stuff in grease pencil. Yeah, I have a question. How about you ask it instead of just say I have a question? You can background. Yeah, but it's much more consistent if I do it in 3D, so I prefer doing it in 3D. Let alone that you can use the grease pencil just the same way you would Krita. Technically. Does Blender do Krita brushes or does that work differently? It kind of works differently since we're here working with vector brushes technically. So you have several options with making your own brushes. Like there are some interesting ink brushes that you can work with. There are also some people that actually upload their brushes for others to use. My bigger problem is I first have to figure out how the brush engine works as it is. For example, you can make fill brushes where you just have to, let's just use one of the fill brushes here real quick. Well, maybe not that one. But you can actually turn a brush into just having big shapes of filled in color, which I'm probably going to use once I got my line art down. The nice thing about that is you can actually insert seamless textures to get textured fills. And that's something I really want to use for this animation so that my fills are actually looking a bit more watercolory. I just need to find the right texture to insert. But I still have to experiment with that because I'm kind of lacking the experience for that. Did you create the background offline? Yesn't. I think I Yeah, I only did the assets and then I did the background itself, the setup offline. Just as a little reminder, the clip we are animating here is this. Just so you know. At least I'm trying to animate it. Hopefully in a time frame that I do not get demotivated. But who knows? If I finish this, I'm probably going to be incredibly happy about myself. Because I absolutely adore this character. Richmond is best boy. One day, I will be the leader of my local chapter of the Richmond fan club. And if it's the last thing I'm doing. Also, I might need to move the head a little bit. There needs to be more head with that head. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. You got a lot of best boys. Yes, I got a lot of best boys. But Richmond is best boy of IT crowd. Let's just say that as a teen, I was a bit of a I make my own harem kind of person. So I kind of collected husbandos like other people Pokemon cards. I always was a weird kid, so it's okay. All right, let's watch it from the start.
Gosh, it's very cold in here, isn't it?
Air conditioning keeps these things cool.
Yes, what are they?
I have no idea. They put me in charge.
Okay, I really like the animation for this.
They
That's really nice. That's so beautiful. I love it. I love it. Ah! I just need to get the rest done. And I kind of want to move the camera again to keep it as dynamic as it is in the original clip. So we're going into the camera again. I'll move that like here, RZ like that. And then I wanna ideally go a bit further like that. Maybe move it a little bit to the side. Gotta watch the stream in VOD replay. You drew keyframes first. I'm still in the middle of doing keyframes. I'm still in the middle of doing keyframes for the simple reason that I am. Wait. need to doobly-doop those into that frame. Okay. Need to doobly-do those? Yes, I need to doobly-do those. Over there. Oh, right. Now I get it. There we go. How did you make the cuts where the cam changes the angle from one frame to the next? I basically just move the camera on my dope sheet, and every time I make a cut, before I do that, I duplicate the position that I need in the first, right? One frame right before I need the cut. So I take here. I have a bit of a camera movement in the middle of the animation. So just imagine this would be the first camera position, and we want to cut to this one. So I just duplicate these keyframes here, move them right one frame right before I want to get to the next camera position, and then I'll just put it there. Now, how I actually put the camera position is the following. I press K and then I go to location and rotation. So it sets a keyframe. Time for tutorial talk, indeed. Actually, I found that out, I think, yesterday. So this is just how I understand it. Every time I need to set a keyframe, I press K, go to location and rotation. So it sets the keyframe to the camera's location and rotation, and then I set my key. Like that. The down up move, the cam is called a pedestal. Alright. And to be fair, the zooming out was not quite intentional.
Gosh, it's very cold in here, isn't it?
Air conditioning. Keeps these things cool.
Yes, what are they?
I have no idea.
So it's kind of weird, but well, if it works, doesn't it? Now I actually need Jen back in the picture, which means that I also have to go back to draw mode and actually get a little bit of a Jen going there. And then I'll add more Richmond. And I need to figure out a way to actually get Richmond behind the chair like that. Probably kill the zoom, honestly. The camera barely moving is part of the series style. Yes. But I kind of like the dynamic movements. At least partially. Maybe I'll... Wait. That movement is definitely a little bit annoying, so I might change that. I wonder why this is not... Why? Why are you like this? Yeah. I don't want it to zoom out. I want this to be just like this. Why are you zooming out? Ah! It just doesn't stop zooming out. Okay, then I'll just do that. Why? Now I has it confused. Why does the camera not work the way I want it to? What am I doing wrong? Maybe I could just moving hold? No? No? Constant. But I don't want that move. I mean, yes, but no. Why is it moving though? What happened? Where's that movement coming from? I don't get it. Wait. I think I know what happened. I don't get it. I'm kind of... Ich drehe hier durch? I'm going mad? And not in a good way. Also, why are you... Something's different. And I cannot tell what it is. Ah, now I get it. Okay. I think I got the reason why this is not quite working. That's 50 millimeter. No, wait. Rotation. You see that? It's zooming out, and I cannot for the life of me figure out how to change that back. Unless I'll just copy the focal length here. And paste it in there. Then that should actually do the trick. Why did... Okay. Are we now? Are we now computing? I want the same focal length. Thank you very much. There we go. Now, finally. Focal length could have been corrected by taking out the second keyframe on the phone. I have no idea where that is. Like I couldn't even see where that focal length was. Also, why is this now? There we go. Finally. Wrestling with Blender, part 1, 2, and 3, right here. Oh, God. Fucking finally. All right. Back to drawing Jen. In her place. Where she belongs. Also, hi girl. How are you doing? How is it going? Wait, no. She's a bit taller than that. Somewhere around here. Yep. Somewhere around there. So that her shoulders are actually against the back right here. Also, why the hell? Where is... Ah, okay. I don't want you to be there. Thank you very much. Edit mode. Let's move you quite a bit more over there. Then I hope that if I go back into drawing mode, yeah, that's not working. Wait, I think there was a way to actually... Wait. There has to be a transform orientations, orientation, cursor. I think that should work. Or maybe no. Align strokes to cursor. I think that was the one that I actually used on that 2D plane in the 3D room. I know, right? It's so weird. But it actually works if you know how to handle it. Now we actually want to have that 3D cursor right over there. So that the axis we're working with is right there. And now that I actually changed the origin to the cursor, we should have... Never mind. Stroke placement. There. That's what we need. Now we should have, yeah, our placement, maybe not directly at the cursor, but close enough. The angle's just a little bit off, but it could be worse. And I actually wanted that leg to be up instead of the other one. So we'll stick with that. Now the thing is, I have that weird feeling that she might be a bit too big. Or better, too tall. So I could technically go into object mode and scale all of it down. And hope for the best that everything's still working out nicely with the... Yeah. Still working with the rest of the clip. Problem is I'm getting quite tired, especially thanks to the heat. Doing that grocery run really didn't do me any favors. But hey, at least the... At least I figured out why my camera is doing the weird stuff. Because I'm stupid enough to not look at the focal length. Sometimes when I move the camera, it just happens that I accidentally change the focal length in the meantime. It's a little bit annoying. Tapping constantly to fast forwarding. What are you talking about again? You confuse me, Earl. You keep confusing me, and it's really annoying at this point. Because you give zero context. And I want to give Jan a little bit more ass. Because she deserves more ass. Oh, now I managed to actually draw a perfect foot. Now. I feel like I'm betraying myself. Like I feel like somehow I feel like there are two people inside of me. One being the artist that's currently drawing. The other one, the artist that really, really wants to sabotage the other artist. And I feel like one artist is just betraying the other. Note to the future. If feet, then... Okay, that's a good one. If feet, then ass. More gluteus indeed. I mean, you cannot have enough ass. Everyone needs more ass in their life. Oh god. Oh god. I mean, a nice formed butt can really... Everyone says thick thighs save lives. No. No. A nicely formed butt. That's what it's about. I tell you that much. I can do mindless work. But yes. All of a sudden, that foot actually makes sense because there's my soul. Okay, I might have a bit of a problem with that foot, but that's more of a I'm running out of space problem. And I might have a bit of a this leg is a little bit too long problem. So let's go like this. Even though she's probably wearing high heels. So we might need to give her at least a little bit of a heel. Right there. Oh yeah, she is wearing high heels, but I'm giving her micro heels. Cause I don't like high heels. Yes! Gluteus again. Let's maximize that gluteus. So yeah, I'm not giving her the high heels that she's actually wearing because I really don't like them. I do not like high heels. They're uncomfortable. You cannot run in them. I stick with it. The best pair of shoes is combat boots. All the way, combat boots. And if I ever have to work in an office and they want me to wear heels, I'm going to rebel. Either they allow me some sneakers, which is a compromise, I might add, or they let me wear my combat boots. But I will not ever, if I ever go into an office and they demand of me to wear heels, then I'm going to rebel. Here it comes again. My creativity is based on wearing my combat boots. Heels break ankles, indeed, indeed. No, it's not that bad. I just want to be able to actually move. Because I can also, or being goth, yes. Though there is always the option of going corporate goth, so I'm not worried about that. Actually, I need that ear to be a bit more over there, which means that that hair strand is here and that hair strand is there, and then we have our earring right here, because I want her to look towards the surface as well. To be fair, my brand of goth is the typical low-budget goth. Preferably just black shirts or tank tops, and the most expensive thing in my wardrobe are my skirts. That most of them are pretty long, but they're so damn comfy. They're so damn comfy. I love me my long skirts. Low budget goth, noted. Good. My headphones just... There we go. We're back. My headphones just disconnected. I kind of like to call it low budget goth because I'm not actually DIY. I'm really bad at DIYing when it comes to clothing. Jewelry, yes, I can do, no problem. Like I got my UV resin kit and stuff. But as soon as we're looking at clothing, yeah, let's just say my sewing machine really doesn't like me. Like I've been trying to change my own clothes to my needs. Like I've been trying for at least 2 years now to shorten a tank top to be tummy free. I have no idea how I managed to do that, but I break needles. I rip thread. But do you think I have managed to finish that damn project? I'm not sure if it's me or if it's the sewing machine, but one of the two is not capable of actually working on any kind of fabric. And at this point, I'm convinced it's me. The best I can do is shorten a pair of cargo pants to shorts. And that's just because I'm using my scissors. It's really frustrating because I actually look quite good in tummy-free tops. It's sad. I want my tummy-free tops. Free the tummy! And it's in some special occasions, maybe free the boobies. But that occasion has to be very special. Wait. Yes, it was that way around. Because we want to stay consistent. Goth mother. I don't think I'm a goth mother. For that, I haven't been in the scene for too long, I have to admit. But at least I can say I am goth enough. I'm actually listening to a few bands. Yes, they are quite mainstream, like we're talking about Susie and the Banshees, The Cure, Depeche Mode, that old stuff. Bauhaus. But I can call myself a goth because I actually do listen to the music. I have to admit, I also don't really like people that wear band shirts and haven't even heard of the fact that that's a band. Which sadly happens way too much with people actually buying Nirvana shirts. Yes, guys, it's a band from the 90s and late 80s, but mostly 90s. Please, at least know what you're wearing. Thank you. Because else it just feels like a betrayal towards Kurt Cobain. Like, that man is weeping in heaven because people wear Nirvana shirts and don't even know that it's a band. Okay, that's my rant. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. Sounds pretty scatterbrained. Yeah, that's me. That's me. Alright. We have ads in a little bit. Yes. Kurt Cobain is weeping in heaven because no one knows what Nirvana is. Yes, the man belongs to heaven, not to hell, even though he took his own life. That's my opinion on a Tuesday. Alright, guys. So, never smells like Teen Spirit. If you want, you can stick around for the ads. For those of you who don't have any ads, thanks for watching. I'll probably call it a day now, because it's been enough time. I'm tired, thanks to the heat. And I hope I'll see ya on Thursday. At least that's the plan. So I'll also quickly write it in the chat so people that do not have the privilege of seeing me ad-free know what's going on. Until then, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.